Hello, I hope you can see my screen. So in this short video, I'm going to take you through just the features you can get from FreshForex, the advantages of trading with FreshForex. So I'm going to start by first looking at the interactive section. This is on the FreshForex website, and then I'm also going to look at, under this I'm going to look at this forecast, FreshForex forecast, webinars, how to set up an MT4 for active trading. By there, I'm going to look at creating templates, how you can create templates, what templates are, then how to save templates, how to create a profile, how to save those profiles, and then I'm also going to look at, under the MT4, I'm going to look at what ask price actually is, bid price, and then why ask price always above the bid price. And then I'm also going to look at numerous time frames, the times that are available for MT4, and then lastly I'm going to look at how to attach indicators to a chart, what indicators actually are, what ES are, what script are, and then under that section I'm going to look at custom indicators, inbuilt indicators, how to load MT4, how to load indicator to a chart, then inserting custom indicators to the MT4, and then how to delete indicators from the chart. So let's start off immediately. Let's start off with actually what does what's the main site composed of? What do we get from the main FreshForex website? So you come to the first option, we have news. This is basically where the current events, whatever is happening, the events to come. Then there's this one, express newsletters, and then there are job applications, and then you can read this at your own time. But what is most important now is this section here. We have Forex education. So some people claim that they don't know how to trade, they want to know how to trade, that there are no materials. There's a lot of materials on this site. On this page, for example, there's a lot interactive introduction to Forex. You can literally learn a lot just by looking at this. There's that price direction where you can get technical analysis. This one has every information. This basically explanation that one actually pays for somewhere, but here it's all for free. This is all free. How to read technical analysis. Just look at all these are free. Like in this case, what this chart means is there's a level being broken. We expect the same place to be support and a buy place. So there's a lot of information in that. If you just take your time to find, you'll realize that you'll understand how to trade even without paying anything. There's a lot of information here. These are just trend lines. You move down, we still have a lot of these are moving averages now. They are being attached to the main site. So personally, I didn't know this was here until I looked at the site, and then I realized that, oh, there's information here about moving average. There are a lot. So other than that, other than the materials we have there, there's also about fundamental. There's some information about fundamental analysis. You can load that, see it complete on the screen. There's also chart analysis. So these are just some of the things that are available on the main site. You can check this at your own free time. They're available under the Forex education section here. And then other than that one, there's also free weekly webinar where, if assuming you don't know how to trade, or you want to learn how to trade, or you need to understand what the chart is doing every day, then all that are available on this page. Like for 20th, which is tomorrow, you have the analysis here. This is where the analysis is going to be. And then there's the next one here, the webinar, which is going to be there tomorrow. Good setups for long-term. So this is not just a webinar. This is like an education where you are taught how to get setups for long-term trading. It's not all about setting up a trade or starting a trade. No, it's about learning how to trade. You are being taught basically step by step how to trade long-term. So there are also others here. You can read the reviews for the previous reviews. This is today, 19th of March 2019. There is also the others there. Sorry. You can also learn that. You can simply click and then you'll be able to get the video for that day, the daily analysis for that day. And if you want to get the previous analysis, then you can go back. this is how to navigate. So the first and the most important thing to be able to view these videos, the thing you need to do, you need to log in first of all. That's the most, you have to log in. You must be a client to be able to view those videos. So log in first. If I was able to log in, you'll be able to see. You should be able to log in, and then after logging in, now these videos are going to be available. Like for example, you click this one. There's an option where you can log in. After logging in, you'll be able to see the video itself. So these are some of the benefits that you get by just having an account with FreshForex. There's also, other than this one, other than the webinar and where to learn the theory part, there's the focus section. And on this section, there reviews everyday analysis of what we expect to happen. So under this one, we have a lot of analysis, then there's fundamental Forex analysis, then there's technical analysis, which is trend potential, and there's analysis of marginal level. So you can just click this one and you'll get the reviews. You get the analysis for that day. You have the weekly. These are things that we expect to happen for the entire week. Like in this case, the first one was gas from here, where we expect price to actually move up. That's what we expect to be happening. This Luke oil, and then you also have MTS. So this is just an example. There's also another analysis. Let's look at this, the second one. We have this on fundamental. This is news. So under this analysis, news is explained. How news impacts the market, like what we expect to happen when a particular news is released. Like in this case, this is for today. This is for today. So based on the news that's currently expected concerning Euro USD, we actually expect a buy from Euro USD. This is what this news means. So you could read basically all of them, just try understand, and if you don't understand what fundamental is, I refer you back to this section, back to Forex trading interactive tutorial. Click there, and then you move to how to predict the price movement here. Just a second, click there, and the first one is fundamental. So you will be able to, by reading this one, you'll be able to understand what is being said under the analysis section. So we want to move now to MT4. We want to see how MT4 works, and then how to have our MT4 attached to a chart, things like that. How to have indicator, attached to a chart, how to add ES to a chart, and also how to add script to a chart. So if you already have the MT4 loaded, you have the chart, the FreshForex MT4 downloaded and installed on your computer, you need to come here and then click is the first one. On my screen, the first one. It may be the second on your screen, but should be the first one. In this case, this is the first one. So we move straight. After clicking it, you'll be brought to this page here, the one I'm having. So how MT4 works is this. Normally, this I'll clear the screen, everything first of all before we move to anywhere. So this is called MT4. The entire thing, this is my account number, and the server is demo account. So how to add a chart to this screen, the one I'm saying, assuming somebody now tells you buy Euro USD, sell Euro USD, how to add that chart, you need to go to this one. This is called Market Watch. This is where all the symbols that can be traded are available. So you need to click there and then manually look for Euro USD. So you'll notice that from the screen that I'm having, Euro USD is not the first one, but you can search for it manually. Scroll this up, you can scroll it down anyhow, and look for Euro USD is here. And that's how to load it. You right click and then you click chart window. So assuming you're not able to find Euro USD on this list, then you need to right click and then show all. And if sometimes the screen may be like this, the screen may be blank, you only find one pair or maybe two, and the pair you find them may not be Euro USD. To add all of them, you need to right click and then show all. You need to show all like that. So this is how you add Euro USD to a screen. This is how it should look. This is how it looks, and whatever you're seeing here, this is Euro USD M15. M15 stands for the duration, the time frame. This is a 15 minutes chart. If I switch this to 30, then this one will change to 30. If I switch this to 1, then this one will change to 1 now. If I switch this to 4, then that will change to 4, like that. So what the chart I'm having now, this is Euro USD daily. It means that each and every candlestick on this chart is actually what has been happening on a daily basis. And if I switch it to 4 hours, the same thing applies, what has been happening in 4 hours. And then notice on the right hand side here, there's 1.11700 up to 1.1424. This is price. This is price. So it's read like this. There's a line here. This is the price. The vertical axis stands for the price, and the horizontal one stands for the time. So you read price from the past. This is what has been happening recently. You go back. This is what past means. What has been happening previously. Don't read it like this. So this is the what's currently happening now. Then this is the past. You move back and you can see this was February 15th, February 2019, and today's 18th. Yesterday was 18th, and today is 19th. So this is what's happening currently. You move back to find the past. So you can add additional charts. These are other charts. This is another chart there. So assuming you load your chart like this, and you notice that the appearance you're seeing on this side is not what you want. Whatever you're seeing now, this is actually template. In most cases, you may load a chart and then it looks like this. So just a second. It looks like this, and this appearance is not good. This appearance. So how do you convert this one to look like this, so that at least it looks appealing to your eyes? The best way to do that, you need to right click there, and then this properties. This is why you set up the template. So this, whatever I'm trying to do, whatever I've just switched up to show this black is actually template. So to change template, you right click, properties, and then these are the settings. This is everything that forms the screen you're seeing. The background is actually the black color you're seeing at the back. Right click, we need that to be white. That's the first thing, white. So this is like a preview. Anytime you change any of this, the setting is immediately inserted for your preview so that you are able to see. So we've already changed the background to be white, and if I click OK, you can see the background is now white, but we don't need these boxes. We also don't need these indicators. These are indicators, we don't need them. So we move next. Foreground. Foreground is actually the numbers you're seeing. This is the foreground. Anytime you come to properties, then you find the foreground, it is actually this. This is the foreground. That's what this color, the like blue color you're seeing, this is the foreground. To change that one, you can see it's not appearing. You right click, properties, and then foreground. That should be black. So you notice anytime if I click black here, you'll be able to see changes here. Black. You've seen we've now inserted the foreground now, and then we still have these boxes here. A second, we right click, properties, and then those boxes you're seeing, this one are grid. So to get grid outside, you need to click and then you say none. We now have a very clean chart. Now we have the chart, everything is clear in the chart, everything is clean. We are almost getting close to what we had previously, this chart. So the only thing remaining now are this indicator. We have this one, and then you also have that one, and then you have this one, and then you have the next one. So any indicator that's appearing on the main chart that is touching the candle is actually appearing on the main screen. Then any indicator that's below here is appearing on a separate screen. So to remove these indicators, right click anywhere on the screen, then there's indicators list, and then you'll find the list that we are having. You have moving average, moving average, moving average, MACD, MACD, and then you have stochastic. So we delete that one. To change, you click and then delete. Then notice the change is not immediately reflected on the main screen there, but that's okay. Just ensure that it's not appearing under the indicators. Click like that, then click again, delete, and then click, delete, and then you click that one, and then so when you click now OK, you notice you have a very clean screen now. That is how simply you can create a template. So after creating this template, you don't want to be doing the same process again and again every day that you load any chart, you have to create a template. No, you don't have to be doing that every day. The best way is to actually save this template so that in the future you can refer to it anytime. So that even if I have this chart, assuming I'm having a chart like this, I don't have to come back again and try creating all over again. And that is now what brings us to saving a template. You should right click and then go to template and then here, then click save template. So immediately you save this template, it will be able to appear on this list. So I'll click there and then I'll save it, FreshForex template. So that means it will now be available. So if you have, anytime you have a screen like this and you want the template to look good, but you cannot create the template, or maybe it's giving you time to create, it's taking a lot of time to create the template, you need to right click and then go to template and then find FreshForex template, the one you just saved. As simple, that's how you create templates. So I can go to the next chart, maybe EUR USD. It looks like that. I want to this template, maybe it has grids, but I don't need grids. Click right click and then go to template and then FreshForex template. That is simply how to get templates on the chart. That's how you save a template. You create a template and then you can also save them and be able to refer to them in the future. So there's one thing which I want to mention, that assuming you want this to be happening automatically, that anytime you attach a chart, you put a chart on the screen and you want it to have the template automatically, then what you need to do is simple. Go to the screen and then right click, then template, and then save the template, but save it, substitute it to this default, replace it. Click there so that the name of the template is default.tpl, then click save. Yes, replace. So anytime you upload a chart on the screen, it actually comes by default with the template you just saved. So this is one easier way to do it. That's one. You can notice now that this is now automatic. Anytime you attach your chart to a screen, it has the template which you want it to have. So that's one way to create a template. We've looked at that already. We want to move now to how do you save the charts we are having on the screen. Assuming you are monitoring this chart, this chart, this chart, this chart, this chart, you are monitoring all these charts, but anytime you close this screen, everything disappears. Like anytime you close this one, you click here, then you load again in the future, you realize that the charts you are having here are not the exact charts which you are having previously. So you need to learn to save this, and you can save them so that in the future you're able to refer to them. So to do that, there's a button here. We have a default. Click default, and then these are all the available templates, available profile. If you click there, you'll see that it has none, no chart on it. There's account ECN, there's 1, 2, 3. These are the only charts there. Then there's this one, you click euro, we have all that, and then you click fresh, this is also a different one. So assuming you have your setups drawn here, or you already looked at EUR USD, this pair, but you want to look at them from a different perspective, but you want to lose the chart data you already have. Like you have lines drawn on this chart, you have lines drawn on that chart, so you don't want to mess this chart, but you want to save them somewhere so that you are able to refer to them precisely. What you need to do, come here, come to the screen, click here and then move to save profile as, and then you'll save it as freshforex.com, freshforex profile. So what this means is that in the future, anytime, even if you find that you close your platform like that, if you open the platform again, then you'll be able to see the same, whatever I'm saying now. So it has loaded already. So you'll be able to just click there and then load your profile. You'll have all the charts and all the lines, everything. So this is to protect you from losing information. Assuming you have your lines drawn on the chart, but you don't want them to be lost when you close the platform, then you have to learn to save this profile, and that's the easiest way to save it. So we want to look at how to attach indicators. So indicators just visual help. They help you understand what the price is doing. They assist you to understand what the price is doing. Like the price is going down in this case. Assuming you don't understand what the price is doing, then you may want to add an indicator to find out if the price is indeed going down or is moving back up. So to add an indicator is this, assuming you want to add an indicator to your screen, you need to go to insert. Here you have the first thing, we have file and then view, and then there's the insert option. Then you can see there are a lot of things. The first one here, these are the indicators. These are all the indicators you have by default from FreshForex. But to add you can still add your indicator and a custom indicator, but these are the ones that come with the broker itself. So the first one, we have the trend. This one shows you trend. These are oscillators, and then these are volume based, and then these are Bill Williams. So the custom one, these are the ones that were made by programmers. They don't come by default, but you can as well add an indicator, a default indicator. If you buy an indicator from someone or maybe download it from a site, then after attaching it to your MT4, you'll be able to find it on this list. This is where you find all the indicators that you yourself have downloaded from online or have bought from someone. Then you'll be able to get them on this screen. So there are also other things here. You have lines. This is what if you want to do a vertical line to a chart, click there, you have the vertical line. And if you want to draw a trend line, lines, and then we have that one. So you'll notice that my line is limited. Like anytime it just goes up to where I want it. That if I want draw a line from that point up to that point, this is how it goes up to exactly that point. So normally this line is always never like this. It looks like this in normal cases. That's how it's like a ray, a very long line, endless line. To have this line only reach where you want it, you need to right click there, properties, and then remove that ray like that. Then now you'll be able to move it. So you'll be able to see just a line touching this point, that point, and then the future we expect part to touch the same line. So this is just one way. There's also a horizontal line you can attach to a chart. If you want, if somebody tells you that EUR USD, Australian dollar, US dollar is actually a sell from this point, from line 0.71196, then you can come there, put the line there, or you could right click that line, properties, and then write that number there. That one will insert it exactly on the price that you got from that person. So that's one. This is just a simple way to add an indicator. Let's see how I'm adding an indicator on the screen. You go to insert. Somebody tells you that I expect to buy when price touches a moving average. To add a moving average, you need to go to insert, indicators, then the trend indicator, moving average. So this is a bit complicated, but I'm just trying to explain so that you'll be able to understand what I mean. What period means in this case is actually the number of candles back. So normally this could be 14, it could be 20, it could be 21, any number from 0. Then the moving average calculated is simple moving average, not exponential, not smooth, not linear. And then that average is actually applied on the close of the price. So it could be applied on the opening, high, low, median, typical or way, but in this case applied on the close. So before you apply, before you put a moving average on a chart, just ask the person telling you whether to use a moving average that what's the period, how many candles back, 14, 21. By default this always 14. You can also change the appearance. So if I click yes, you're able to see this is the moving average. I can as well add another one, indicator. I'm going to add envelopes. You see how it looks on the chart. That's how it looks. So it looks like the three, but actually these are just envelopes. This one looks like something called Bollinger Band, but it's not. It's just envelopes and a normal moving average. So that is how you add an indicator. To delete the same indicator from the same chart, you need to right click that particular indicator, right click it, and then delete indicator, the first one. And if that does not apply well to you, you should right click and then go to indicators list there, and then you'll be able to find all the indicators you're having on this chart. You have that, and then you also have that one. So click, then delete, click, and then delete, and your chart is clean. That is simply how to add an indicator to a chart and then how to delete an indicator. So far we've learned how to attach an indicator to a site, to the chart, how to change template, how to save template, how to change profile, how to save profile. Then we also looked at time frame. So the only thing I've not mentioned is bid price and ask price. So look at this chart from, let me look at BTC. It's much more clearer there. Show all. That's the first thing. I want to see everything available for me to trade. Then you move there. 1 minute. Just look at this like this. I want to buy, and you want to see the actual price is here, but you want to see where it's being bought at. We want to reduce that first of all. So if you buy, just a second. It's not buying apparently. Sorry, it's buying, just it's not showing on the screen. So assuming you're not seeing any line on the screen, but apparently it has been bought already, what you need to do, right click and then check properties. See if there's any that's not showing you what you need to see. So background is white. That's correct. That's correct. Just a second. Let's delete this first. Then we try buying a different one first. It should be able to show us where we are actually buying from. Yes, it's now showing. So you can see that the actual price is here, but we're actually buying somewhere here. The difference between this, where the price is now, and this one, that's what is known as spreads. Then where the price is now, that's the bid price. And anytime you sell at the bid. So notice, I sell immediately, it's selling at the bid price. But anytime I buy, it buys from the ask price. The difference between this and this, that is what is known as the spreads. So I hope we've understood something, that the spread is actually this. This is the ask price and the buying price, and then this is the bid price and the selling price. Then the difference between this and this is called the spreads. The difference between the bid price and the ask price is what is known as the spreads. So thank you. And anytime you are selling at the ask price. Then the opposite is true when you are exiting trades. Anytime, assuming I want to close this buy, the price that is used to close it is actually the bid price. So the bid price is around 0.9464. We close them. Then we want to see history. 0.9465. So you can see it has actually been closed. Sorry, it's 94.66. It opened here and has been closed at this price. So you can see anytime if you buy on the ask price, when the same trade is being closed, it is closed at the bid price. And if you sell at the bid price, when you close that trade, it is actually closed at the ask price. So if I close this one now, look at where the ask price is. Right click. You should be able to see it's there on the chart. Let's make it visual. Show ask line. It's now available. So this is where the ask line is. We want to close and see if the closing price actually around there. You close there, then check history. History is here. Look at the price where the symbol has been closed at 0.9467. So the same is true. So thank you very much. Wish you successful trading.